Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing? Hang with me there. We're getting everything on target here. Not enough hands. I am going to have to use my phone for my chat. I'm way away from the computer. So give me a minute if I don't catch you on a question, because we can always go backwards. Good, good. So sound-wise, can you hear me okay? Sound check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, check. So over there, getting a good bar. Okay, good. We made that work. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Give everybody a little bit of time to show up and everybody's blood going here. Have plenty of time to go over things. By the way, this is my son Nate. He's going to join me today and help me kind of move things around. We'll have an entertaining experience. You know what? I didn't grab. We're gonna have to work from this. Yeah. Well, I kind of, this end is kind of open a little bit more. That way after this, whatever was on this side, when we make that first move, they'll kind of see that a little rain being away, and then we are limited by our key. That was as far out as like, and just stay still up there. All right. And I think as long as you're inside the green of butcher, which side would you like to play, son? Would you like to be the Terrans or the? You're gonna be the Terran, naturally. So we'll down here, there till we're ready to deploy. There are. We will have charts. Right, are you cutting in and out? And I'm guessing directional mic. No, it's not a directional mic. It's me. I'm talking. I stopped talking so loud. So I apologize. Bear with us. I guess I could have used the lapel mics, but they're just, it's hard to move around with them. We need. But yeah, I don't think we're cutting in and out. I think it's me talking a little louder, talking a little quieter when I turn my head away from the mic. So how are you today?
Fantastic.
Your day off. I thought you'd come out. Well, good.
I still work tonight.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate you coming, giving me a hand. I'm gonna give everybody a few minutes. Do a show.
Good.
All right.
Yep.
No show today. Okay. No fun.
No Wednesday.
I did put the links. If you want to follow along the data cards, I put those in the chat earlier. I don't know if they show up as you come in. No. So if you want to download those cards, if you go to the talon.games our site and go to the books and click on either one of those, you'll see the links. It's a PDF there. Okay. It'll not be the smoothest. It never is. Do my best. Just you got to reset everything. You got to put it all back. You know, it turns into. Any questions about the board? Anything that you need whatsoever? Okay. Well, we have water, which is impassable for the calves. These are rough. Level 1 elevations to level 4, but you can get up if it has 1 tree on it, it's light woods. If it has 2 or 3 trees on it or more, it's a heavy wood. So that's a heavy, that's a light, that's a heavy, okay? Video is out a little better now that I'm trying to pay a little more attention to my volume. If we need to, we can turn. No, they're on the. Water features just are basically a terrain, take away from the terrain, because unless you have the amphibious essay, you cannot move through water. Level 2 water. I think calves can afford level 1 water. These will be level 2 or deeper. They won't be able to. It is too early for jokes. Yes, yes. I'm not always on the uptake, especially this time. We have had a very, very busy week. Thank you for anybody that's ordered from us. We are caught up. I think everything went out last night. There might be one more batch. I'm not sure, but it's been a crazy week. Ready for a break. And a little explanation on initiative. Because we are playing squad versus squad, that just basically makes a deck of 2 cards. So what I like to do is I take 6 of each color and just mix it up into one deck. That way it'll give us a good, we'll just keep drawing off the deck. We don't have to keep reshuffling. Spread them out. Go from there. Would you like me to talk about them a little so that you know what you got?
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. Well, in game mechanics, we have what are called a special squad. Special squad can have up to 4 models. They can be anything that you want them to be. You could actually build a flight squad or aircraft. So in this case, that allows us to kind of mix and match multiple roles. So like the Terrans, they actually have 2 attack models, fire support model. I take that back. I think you have an attack model. You have 2 fire support, 2 fire support, an attack model, and a recon. The Rock have 2 attack models, fire support, and a recon. So these are the Rock are a much more straight shooter, so they have a lot longer avenues of fire that you want to avoid. So they are going to be a lot more deadlier on the distance because your big guy, your Thunderbird, has particle bolt cannons, which are not nearly the range. So, basically half the range. So you want to, his job is to either keep moving and get in there, or he's got really good rockets, so he can be doing indirect fire support as he marches in. So it's up to you to decide how you're going to do it. The nice thing about the Talon and the Raptor is they both have EST. So if one of them got killed, the other one can handle that. EST is he can declare a target lock on a model and transfer that to the rest of his squad, so that they don't have to do a target lock. The only caveat to that is they have to stay within 36 in order to be able to get that benefit. Good morning. Good morning. I'm having to kind of keep up with chat on my phone since we're over here at the game board. So particle balloons are the sci-fi pew-pew lasers, not the beam cannon. They're basically massive. They're not a solid beam. They are a bolt. So, but it is massive. Lots of electricity coming off in the air as it cuts through the atmosphere. As we go along, please ask questions. Hopefully we'll keep track of everything. Even though we play the game and wrote the game, it doesn't always mean so. Okay. All right, much better. I can see. Okay. So, are you ready to get this show on the road?
Ready.
As ready as you can be?
Yes,
it's
sir.
been a while since you. We'll get you through. Okay. So, we need to do deployment first. But we have our two squads. We've already, we're going to go with these edges for each of us since you're on that side and I'm on this side. I believe that the camera is orientated so that if you say it's go left or go right, it shows up as going to be so normally you have your deployment line, which is the edge of the board, and you can deploy within 6 inches of that line. Now, in this instance, I'm going to deploy on the line, but you can deploy along. Okay? We got to draw a card. See which squad deploys first. Okay? So we're going to draw our first card, and it is the Terrans. So Terrans, you can deploy first. Now, something to take into account, if your model has a movement of 10 or better parts, column 0, if it spends one of its action points to do a move, it can get double time. The only exception to that is you're only allowed your one. Take multiple turns, you don't. It is very important for little guys to get double time. That's going to be pretty hard on this board because there's not a lot of open territory. So kind of keep that in your planning if you want. Okay? All right. So he is deployed. So I will now deploy. And so because I am going to show a little movement, I'm going to deploy here on the back edge. It's because if I don't talk loud or if I turn my voice down or turn my head away from the mic, we've got a condenser mic right here in the middle of us. So just bear with me. I'm sorry. We tried to turn the gain up a little bit, but I forget. I get to thinking I'm at hometown or something like that. Is that a little better when I pay attention to what I'm saying? Smitty said it was earlier. Yeah, okay. We will try to make a conscious effort to talk at them. Okay. All right, so deployment is done. Terrans are on your side, the rocker on this side. So basically that's deployment side. We will now turn the next card and the rock get to go first. Okay, so everybody's base movement starts in the column of 0. So as they take damage, those tracks will change, so they may not have as much movement. Ideally, in a game, you want to declare what you're doing for both actions. So in this case, I'm going to do a double move for all 4 of them, so that I can show you how some terrain, or at least you get to start. Okay. Each move action, you get to move your entire movement allowance, and you get 1 free turn up to 90 degrees. If you turn more than 90 degrees or make another turn, that costs you 1 inch of your movement. Okay, so first off, we're going to move the dictator. He is a move 4. I don't have anything on him that helps with his movement, so nothing to worry about there. He is big and slow. It does cost 1 point extra to move up an elevation. It doesn't cost anything to move down. You can only go up 1 elevation at a time. Light woods adds an extra for each inch moved. Heavy woods adds an extra 2 inches. 1 inch of movement in heavy woods costs you 3 inches of movement. All right, so in this case, I have a movement of 4, so I'm going to move 8 forward. But because I hit the level 1, I can only move 7. But that will put me right there possibly if he'll sit. If he doesn't sit, then I'm going to have to sit there for now. So, which is fine. Okay, now my con, I need to take advantage of double time. Okay, so I am going to, and he has a movement of 11, and other than double time, he doesn't have anything that helps him. So we are going to move 11. Okay, I'm going to use my free turn at the end of my move. Okay, then my second move, I'm going to use my free turn at the beginning to turn a little bit. And then since I've already spent 1 movement with all my points, I've already achieved double time. So I don't have to move it all to do double time again. But in this case, I am going to go ahead and move my 11 to there. And then we're just going to use these markers to indicate that he has double time. Double time gives him a +2 bonus, depending on how you want to. You can either apply it to the roll or to the target point. Okay, next up is going to be my dictator. He has a movement of 5, so a total of 10. So he's going to use a free turn at the beginning, and then he's going to move the full 10 inches. And a free turn at the end for his other movement. Okay? Now my Conqueror is a fire support, so he wants to not get out and get shot directly. So the thing to remember on your side too is that Starhawk is your sniper. Okay? He's got good range because he's got the MRACs. They do decent heal. The Emperor's got one of the highest armors in the game, so remember that. But where he is most effective is when he can get a direct fire shot on somebody and either get the target lock himself or get the target lock from the EST. That way he can fire off. You have to have either tag or does he have? Yeah, he doesn't have tag, so you need to. He's got to have a target lock in order to guide missiles. But get all 4 of those at one time, especially it works out good. All right, Conqueror is a 9. He's just short of double time. So he is going to turn, his free turn, we are going to move 12. Going to use his free turn again. That leaves him 7 inches of movement. Okay, so that moves my squad in its entirety. To you, Mr. Green.
All right.
Gonna do a little Reservoir Dogs. Mr. Green, can I be Mr. Pink? Or should you be Mr.
I'd like to be Mr. Pink.
You want to be, okay. All right, you're Mr. Pink.
Oh. Do some moving here.
Yes and no, Thunderhead. We are going to, because we're updating the model a little bit and calling it the Starhawk 7. The larger scale model will be the Starhawk 7, but you won't be disappointed. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna use my Thunderbird. I'm gonna turn action.
Just move terrain wherever you need to.
Okay.
Because remember, that's what determines if you have to pay for that train. If your base touches that. So there he is when it gets kind of tight. You're careful.
All right.
Okay?
That's my Thunderbird activation. So I want to use my Raptor and my Talon. Move them as much as possible. Get their double.
They have to spend one action.
Right.
Of the two, moving their full movement, they get their one free turn. If they make multiple turns, and they. Yeah, we were gonna do the Starhawk 6, and actually I already had the file put together for it, but we decided we wanted to update it since we're gonna have a dual cast coming out, and that would be a good reason to have an updated Starhawk. So we have modified it to make the Starhawk 7. The card is out there if you want to look at it, and then, but that'll be the big scale. Okay. Now, do you want to maybe turn him a little since you're free turn, so you're not going to have to catch rough later?
Still had like an inch of movement, so
that's fine. Well, like I said, you can come through there. Sometimes the tree. My plan is I'm going back to do my trees like this, so that the big part is separate, and then you just set the trees on there for what you want, and that way you move the tree. Easier to move through terrain.
gonna make Talon is gonna follow.
Now remember that they do block line of sight. Shoot them correctly. Right up against him.
All right, there is 11. Full movement. Go ahead and turn. Action.
It is a very nice model. It is the Starhawk. Very good looking. Very CAV specific, like Dictator.
Next with my Talon.
So did this guy qualify for double time then?
Yes.
Okay. Put that on there. It doesn't actually say double time. That's what we're using them for.
All right.
I've lost all my double time ones. Yeah, because you can still get your double time. Like, let's say if you had a movement of 10 and you move 5 inches through woods and use all 10 points, you get your double time. It's the turn. You have to use all your movement points, but you only can turn one.
Right.
And you don't have to double move. You can limit yourself to one. Oh, here's Dad. Jim. Okay. Did he qualify for double time?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we have everybody who's moved. Our first turn should be getting everybody kind of in the board. I should be all in there. So we are ready for our next turn. See everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I plan on live streaming more games. We're gonna have to design our system a little bit better so that it, but we're using what we got right now, so but we're going. Okay, so we're gonna draw again. And the Terrans get to go first this time. Like, oh my gosh, I just got done with this. I got to do it again.
All right. I'm going to try.
I did, Chris. I saw that you guys tried to build. I actually thought it would break. So that surprised me. I mean, it's got a lot of give to it, but I didn't think it would bend over that far and not. We're using, ours is very similar to the new Bones USA, but I think that we're using a little bit different mix. So it's a little bit softer, just to allow for that, but still keep detail and still be stiff enough to work. Yeah, no, I did too. I was watching your video when you did it, and I was quite sure it was going to break. You can't stand that. I can help you too.
Right, we've got length. So.
Well, if you need to move to the other side, just go around the back side of the tables. We have wires in the way, so that makes it kind of hard on that. I guess I could have put you on this, Kenny. Get in there better than me. Well, I'm glad you like him, Chris. I'm really excited to start getting a bunch of new ones out. You won't go up.
And
so you're not. Now, because you are within 1 inch, your base is within 1 inch of the double two, you do have heavy cover. Okay?
Right.
So he still gets a +2.
yeah.
Okay?
Then
Doing a double move. And we may not be doing the most tactical situations, FYI. So if you go, oh my gosh, why are you doing that, you big dummy? It's just because we're wanting to mix it up. We started on that kind of condensed board, so we're trying to show how as much of everything works as we can. Okay, I think we'll have Raptor. So here, hey, just before you do this, here is a cool way to get your double time, double. You could say my first move was just the turn and 1. Okay, then you can make the second move, you're 11 or 12 inches and get double time. Okay, so it's a good way to still get it, to split that up.
but
Well, Chris, I think what happened, and I'll kind of go down the list. When we did the very first Bones Kickstarter, we decided while we were having molds made to try them with the CAV figures. Let's see how the CAV figures turn out. So we sent them over there. They did the molds, and when they shot them in plastic, they shot them in the white plastic at the softest that they could, because they like to cheat. The softer it is, the easier it comes out of the mold. So we ended up with all these white models that we could see that the process worked, but they weren't as good as plastic could be. Now, when we came back and did the first Kickstarter for CAV, we switched over. I had them switch it to gray, and PVC is rated by durometer. So the higher the durometer, the harder they are. So they increased the durometer. So everything that you got in the first Kickstarter was gray with a better durometer than white. But a lot of people got the white ones because we gave those away as a special, for an early bird special. So there was a lot of white ones floating around there. People saw the white ones, and they were not as good as they could be. The first Kickstarter suffered from, to a degree, especially with the Tuseki, because we had assumed we could send 3D models over there. In the United States, that's how you do it. You send a 3D model, they make a mold, you're ready to go. They don't do that in China. They actually still print the figure out and then 3D scan it. So we ended up sending metal masters over there from the original deal, and some of them didn't scan very well. So we have the Tuseki and the Ryoshi and a couple. So, but we learned. Kickstarter 2. Now we knew what we were working with. We sent our own masters over there that were in resin that we took into account that they were going to be scanned. So we exaggerated the detail. When they scanned them, we got much, much better prints. We increased the durometer a little bit more. So we still have some bending with barrels, especially on some of the tanks, so it takes a little extra time to get it out, but you can get them to straighten out. It's a process, and once you figure it out, you're good to go, but it is what it is. Now, third Kickstarter, we went with a new company that we found that actually can do what they call an articulated mold. So rather than just slam together and open and pop out, these go together, but when they open like this. So by doing that, they can do a different way of setting the molds in there. That allows them to increase the durometer up to its maximum density that they can. It's 110% durometer. It's the hardest PVC you can get. So Kickstarter 3 is all the harder PVC. I think that they turned out great. I don't think that there's a single Kickstarter 3 model that I would say that I'm have any problem with whatsoever. And if we were going forward with the PVC, that's how we would go forward in the future. As we switch over to Duracast, though, we've already got some samples, so you'll see how that goes, but that's where we're going for the future. Yes, and that's where the problem is when they actually 3D print them out and then scan them. Okay, so you're done movement, so it's now the rock's turn. Okay, so what can we do? Well, the Emperor is going to double move. Dictator is going to do a move and a direct fire attack if possible. Conqueror is going to do a move and an indirect fire. And then the Con is going to do a move and a target lock. Okay? So this is where it gets tricky. All right, so I need the Con to move first. And I want to make sure that I keep his double time. Which is going to suck because I don't think I can do it. So what I'm going to do with him, he's got a movement of 11. I'm going to move up to the edge. Then I'm going to turn around. So no double time, but hopefully I've got a little bit of cover there. All right, so first off, let's do the Conqueror. Mr. Move of 9. So he is going to go 3 forward, turn. He's going to go 6 to right there. Okay. I'm sorry. My fire was on the Thunderbird. Right. Okay. So first off, I need 2 red D6. Mr. Pink. All right. So my target point is the area of ground that is underneath Mr. Thunderbolt. I ignore all the intervening terrain as far as that goes. My range is at 20 inches, so that puts it at medium range. So there is a modifier of 1. But what you do first, since it's a 10 plus roll, which in the game right now is an automatic, if you roll a 10 or 11, 12, you just roll, okay? That way, if it's a 10, 11, 12, you don't have to worry about mods, you know you're on target at 10, okay? So in this point, I am on target with the Thunderbolt, okay? I did not declare I'm doing salvo, so I have 2 rolls. These are heavy rocket 10s. My base is a 6. Then if you were any woods or had double time or anything, that would be counted. Not, I get 2 rolls at 6s. Okay, so I'm gonna roll both of them. I'm looking for 6s or better. Okay, so I've got a 7 and a 10. All right, so my 7 is 1 over, so I add that to my damage, which is 6. And the armor on the Thunderbird?
8.
8. So that's not going to do me any good. But the 10 is 3 more better. So that is going to give me a 9. 6, 7, I'm sorry, an 8. So, which is exactly what you have. So you take a point. You are green, even though you're Mr. Pink. Okay, so we use a D12 to mark damage. First blood goes to the rock. A little conqueror action. Okay. Mr. Dictator is going to try to get a shot in. He is hopefully going to be able to get. Oh no. We have to swing ride. All right. So there's 1 for the 3 turn. Okay. So he gets to torso twist, which is an automatic in there. And unfortunately, line of sight still goes through this level 4. You are level 3, but you're on a hill level 4, so I can't see you. 4 is 4. Okay? So I tried. So I lose that action. Now, Mr. Emperor, he's going to go 3 forward. He has to pay for the elevation. And then don't think he's going to make it back up there, so he's going to go to there and be done. Okay. I think that finishes everybody. Voila. I'm sorry that I'm going to pay for it a little bit.
Right.
Are you ready for another card? Got to go. The card. That one. Okay. Good. It's the rock. Okay. Now, something that we have changed a little bit since the last time that you played. If you stay stationary, don't declare at least 1 move action, you are +1. Okay? Okay, so we're going to, Emperor's going to double move. Conqueror is going to move and indirect fire the Thunderbird. Khan is going to move and target lock the Starhawk, or the Thunderbolt. Thunderhawk. Thunderbird. Too many variants. And then Mr. Dictator is going to move and try to direct fire. Okay? All right, so Mr. Khan first, just to get him out of the way. He's going to make his little bit of a free turn, and he is coming. He is running out of there at 11. Okay, and gets his double time. Okay, he is just going to move here. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and finish everybody because everybody's shooting at the same guy. We get to go 3 forward. To make a turn. Don't think that's going to get me up there again, so we're stop at the edge. Coming, Ethel. He's coming. Okay, and then Dictator is going to move 3, going to turn, and then he's going to move 2. Okay, so now we are ready to shoot. I believe that I need same numbers, the indirect fire. So I'm rolling this first, see if I've got a 10 or better, which I do with an 11, okay? So I'm gonna roll for the 2 heavy rockets. They are still base, 6 is what I'm rolling against. All right, so 2 8s. So that is 2 over for 7s. Your armor's still 8.
Damage.
So hit, I just scratched the paint. Okay. Dictator. I guess I'm going to need the tape. Getting closer. Maybe I've got a line of sight. We will see. We're going center to center. I think I got you. Right, it's right there. Okay. So range is 29 inches. Okay. That puts you with medium range for my guided missile, but it puts you at long range for my max. When you combine 2 different weapon types, you use the worst. So all 3 attacks are going to be at long range, which will make my base number to hit an 8. You moved last time to get up there, so you don't get the stationary. You're above these trees, but you get the light woods. Okay, so I'm rolling against a 8, 9 because of the woods. Okay, but because I get my targeting computer, that goes down to an 8 since we have the target lock. Okay, and then I have a Wizzo, which that makes it go down to a 7. Okay, all right. Also, don't forget you have okay, so it doesn't matter. All right, so I have 2 max and a guided missile, and I need 7s. I'm going to roll the max first. One's a that, and one's a miss. 7's exactly what I needed. 6, you have an armor of 8, so again, I've hit and just scratch paint. All right, guided missile is a 10. So that puts me 3 over, but I've only got a 4, so 7, 8. So lots of hitting, but no getting through armor. No bueno.
Okay. Starhawk. Move up. Gonna ascend. Return. Well, he's right.
If he's 2 inches get to that point, toss him 3 because he has.
Well, he just it's free turning. behind those trees.
Okay.
Thunderbird is gonna follow in suit. Turn.
And you can, and as long as you measure across that, the only time you have to worry about that is if you're stopping, and you may have to go to either side of the line. But if you just measure across there, just pay 1 for that elevation. Okay. So you've decided that the king of the hill strategy is the proper way. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm digging it. The emperor is feeling very appreciated. So you manage to get close. That's where you need to be. Once you get in range, you're just as handy as the emperor. A little less armor,
right,
but still big damage.
And my Talon is gonna move and target lock on the Conqueror, and then Raptor will then move and then indirect fire on the Conqueror.
Okay. Now I'm not stationary. I use it.
Turn.
Okay. All right. So which one's indirect firing?
Raptor.
The Raptor. Okay. So it is range. Go ahead and roll if you're on your strike point. Roll 10 or better. We don't have to worry at all. Okay. It's a 5. So chances are range is going to be medium. So you need that. Yeah.
No.
You're not successful even with the get your bonus of your targeting computer. Going to get you there. So we need to roll a d10, and we'll add 1 for the medium range modifier. It applies to this too. So 6 inches, splash right there. Okay.
Short.
Yeah. So everybody's outside of your AOE there. All right. Are you done? Okay. Ooh, this card could be a big one. Which card do you want me? You want to pick? You pick a card.
All right.
I'll let you pick your poison. Oh, another red card. You are the man. Okay. Got to think this one through a little bit. Oh, I think I'm in trouble. All right. So the Emperor is going to move and direct fire the Starhawk. Okay. So will the Dictator. The Conqueror is going to move and indirect fire the Talon. And then the Con is going to move and target lock. Okay? So, start with the Con to get that done and out. Now, I am counting the edge of the board that we're terrain in. Okay? I can't go beyond that point. So that you don't. Okay, so I need to plan. I can get or my double time. Don't think I'll be able to. Okay, so he is going to. You're going to return 1 And then that will leave me 10 inches. Which will let me go up 8 total, so elevation change. He is not. No, I know. But I'm going to be able to. So, it wasn't going to matter anyway. All right. So that's what he's done. Okay. We're going to move 5. Okay. We got a good straight line of sight there. You are range 19, so that puts you at medium for everything. So those are base 7s. Goes to a 6 for the target lock, 5 for the Wizzo. Okay, I'm rolling 5s. Okay, those are 9s. I have blaster. Blaster rolls on 10 or better. So, okay. So I needed 5s. So I'm 4 over. So 4 plus my 6 are 10s.
7.
So that is 3 over. You have rugged? Does. So that moves it down the damage chart from a 3 to a 2, which you're still going to take 2 points of damage, but it keeps you from having to make. So like here, if we can put that out. So normally we were at a 3, okay, but rugged moves you down on the combat damage table. 3 goes down to 2, so you still take 2 points of damage, but you didn't have to make a pilot. Okay. Now for the guided missile, rolling against a 5. That's 2 over. So 2 and 4 is 6. That's what I was going to say. So we hit, but no through the armor. Okay. Conquer on the Talon. We'll just roll first. Or not, yeah, on the Talon. We'll see if we're on range. It's a 10, so we've hit there. We are on target. I have twin heavy rockets. These will both be 6s. Just standing out in the open with no double time. Oh, that's a miss. Double 1s means I get to check to see if I have an ammo jam. I have heavy rockets have limited ammo, so I jam on a 1 or 2. I do not jam. Okay. All right. Emperor. He is going to move 3 forward. Turn. All righty. Now we're playing with power. All right. So you are range 14. So that is going to be medium for everything. It's actually short for the missile. It'll be medium because of the. So my base hit number is. No, it's medium range. 7. Medium range is base 7. Okay. It goes down to because I have Wizzo and targeting computer, so that goes down to a 5. But you get it back because of the heavy woods between. 2 7s on the map. Oh, 2 5s. Blaster isn't going to help though, or they don't have blaster anyway. All right, guided missile, maybe a little help. Is a 3. That is Cliff City. All right.
Turn.
Yeah, we don't get too much clubbing done in CAV. All right, so you got to declare everything because I know there's multiple.
Okay.
The herd is coming.
All right. So my Talon is gonna target lock the con, and move.
Oh, do you know my conqueror?
Yes.
So, going to eight. Okay. All right, man. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So my Talon.
I look down there and I'm like, he didn't move, but he shouldn't get a station. Okay.
My Talon will move. Target lock the con. That order.
The con? You're going after my con?
Yeah.
This little guy?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then
you're getting ready to learn why your recon guy should always have double time.
And my Raptor is gonna move.
I figured.
So my Raptor will move, and then indirect fire on the con. Starhawk is gonna move, fire on the con, and then Thunderbird.
I can't believe that I just saw those. That is horrible.
And then my Thunderbird is gonna move and then shoot
the Conqueror. What the hell?
Not the Conqueror. I mean the Emperor. The Emperor.
Oh, he's going for the Emperor.
Yeah.
Are you gonna double? Are you gonna overload your PPC? Take a chance of burning them out, but doing double damage? I wouldn't. Not tell you damage.
Okay.
Overdrive.
So I'm gonna move the Talon first. He's just gonna play.
Going down.
Okay. So he's gonna use his full 11 to get double time. Down. I only move.
Lost 2.
Right. It's ballpark. You know, we used all my.
Okay. As long as you're.
All right. And we'll just get all the movement out of the way.
Well, and Chris, I don't know that if you Wednesday night we were talking a little bit about it. I plan on doing some kind of a gladiatorial set of rules for mech on, CAV on CAV action at some of the, how humans and people can be, because they have two things, whether it's chickens, roosters, whatever, they're going to make them fight. So you'll be able to take those rules and use them in a regular game of CAV if you want, but it's optional. His movement. He can move 2 inches. Oh, yeah. Your way. Where's that?
Okay. So,
who do you want to do first? I'll try the indirect fire.
Let's do the indirect fire.
Okay.
First.
Just roll. If you get a 10, you're on target. 3 is not going to get. I don't care what kind of modifiers you got, you are not on target. 8, going to put it way over here anyway. You would have got a +2, so it would have went 10 inches. It doesn't matter on that. Okay, so you're ready to punch.
Starhawk is next. There's a target lock. You can fire both the guided missiles.
Yes, he can.
And MRAX.
I do get the light wood. Just enough over that you're pretty sure.
All right.
Good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So range, if you got 12, you're in your sweet spot. Oh, 13. So that's going to make it go everything to medium. So your base number,
7.
which goes to 8 because of the light woods. And then?
Target lock makes it 7.
Yep.
Wizzo makes it 6.
Yep. You're good. So you have 2 of both. Which one are you going to do first?
We're going to do the MREX first.
Okay. Rolling for 6s. That's
5.
No good.
8.
Which is 2 over.
2 over. Damage is 6. 8. Armor is 4. That's 4 over.
And I have nothing to help. Okay, so 4 over then does 1 damage point and a pilot check. Since I have more fire, I'm going to wait. Because if I get a worse piloting, I only have to make a piloting check 1 time. But if you get a worse result, I have to make the worst. Okay, now the guided missiles. 4 6s. $50-50. All right, 4, but what's the damage on your guided missile?
5.
So that's a 9. So you're 5 over, which is
so
2 points.
2 points. Another pilot check.
I'll just do 1, but is that make it a worse number? 5
No.
worse than a
pilot 6.
Finally. And he's firing at the.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will make my piloting check, and 6 or better is what I mean. It gets ugly, folks.
Okay, so now my Thunderbird firing his particle bolt guns at the Emperor.
Okay.
They have a range of 6.
Medium range.
Medium range. So that's a 12. No target lock. 7.
It's like, wow, thank you, man.
No targeting lock. He has Wizzo, so that's 6.
Should be good there. Should be done
7?
there, but I have heavy woods.
Okay.
Shooting through.
9. Yes. Yeah. 8.
So
Okay.
2 particle bolt guns at 8.
10 and a
You
5.
are 50 and 50. So 2 over.
Damage is 8 on the particle bolt guns.
The 10.
Your
I have
armor is
of,
9.
Yeah, but well. So I take and I have rugged, which would move it down, but it's still. You always take damage no matter. Okay.
That's everyone.
Wow. Got people shooting and falling everywhere. Okay. Hi, Mayor Dude. How are you? Thank you for joining us. We are deep in action here. Okay. You want to pick your card again? Oh, another red card. You are the king.
How
of
many
the
red cards are in this deck?
Oh, it's gonna get me here in a minute. Because as more red cards disappear, more green. Okay. Read my con up. I don't even think I can get double time anymore. Oh, I only have a movement of 8. He is going to stand up and. Well, it's part of the move. Stand up is. And no, I'm sorry. That's one. That's the stand up takes. Yeah. Wait. I want to use because I'm what I'm debating is, do I stand up, use my action point to stand up, and then target lock to get the EST second move? Try to make where the issue is. Um, I'm going to stand up and move. Okay. Takes my entire that's my entire move action. I have 8 left. My second move. Don't pay for going down. So, crash bing boom. Okay. Takes care. I'm going to try to eradicate your. All 3 models are standing still, so they will be stationary. They will target lock Mr. Starhawk, and then they are going to kitchen sink everything that they. Okay. Okay. So let's do Mr. Conqueror first because he's going to have the least. So he's going to fire the twin guided missiles at you. Yes. And I'm to the center or to this side of the line. So short range is base 6. I have a target computer 5. I need 2 5s with 2 guided missiles. Woo! I'm going to 50%. So 2 over. So 2 and 5 is 7. Okay, so that's 1 over. Let's just keep track of this for now. Okay, so that finishes the conquer. Dictator is medium. Same thing you did. So that makes it a base of 7 down to 5s. Okay, because of Izzo and all right, both max. Okay. So I needed, what did I say I needed? All right, so that's 2 over. So 2 and is 8. So another point. Okay. That is a blaster roll. I get another 1. So that is 13 minus 5 is 8. 8 and 6 is 14. And your armor started at what? 7?
6.
6, so I'm 8 over. As what?
Damage. Rest.
Okay. Emperor. The short ranges. It is. So 6s becomes a 7 because of the light woods. It goes down to 5s because of Wizzo and Hardy computer. Okay? All right, so you're getting the twin MRAX first. And what I say I needed? 5?
Yeah.
All right. Oh! Okay. So 5 and a 6. So I have 2 rolls at a 9 and a 10.
3 over.
Okay. And then the guided missile is 3 over. 7 total. Nine total. Get you? Huh? 9, yes, you are. Ah, ring his bell. And bell. Oh, now you get to make the piloting check, whichever yours. I think there's a card, is there? But you are suppressed. You can, but you have a, which basically that for suppressed. All right, I'll see if I pay for it. I tried to eradicate him. I got anything else? One more thing. But you are rolled. But you now, the 9 is where you're at.
All right, so my Talon target lock the Emperor. Direct fire his light rock. My Raptor gonna move and
So this one's not going to move. So that will make him stationary. Okay.
Raptor hits are indirect.
Correct. You either have to indirect or direct.
And I will move with my Raptor and fire my guided missile at the Emperor. And then I will move with my Thunderbird and fire at the Starhawk is going to target lock the Conqueror.
He will go stationary as well. They're all going stationary.
The Thunderbird is
So 2 inches. That probably gets him. Center, make it out an inch. So you're still going to. No.
He's gone.
But if you do that right, double time. Facing alpha. Yeah, because if you go here and make your free turn and then make sure you use all your points, then we'll,
All right. I'll use the Starhawk. Oh. Target lock.
you are range.
Alright. So
Short for
short range, 6s.
goes to 4s.
4,
Goes back to 6.
6, targeting 5, Wizzo is 4.
First.
Mrax will be first.
Okay, rolling against 4s. Okay, so you have a 6 over and a 7 over.
3.
Huh?
3.
Okay. So 6 and 3 becomes 9. Conqueror is 5, so that's 4 over and a pilot check. But the next one makes it up to a 5. That. Okay. Guided missiles. Still force. Okay. So here you're 3 over. So 3 for, and the guided missile is what? 3. So 6 total. Armor was 5. So I'm going to take it there. Get another d6 roll since you roll double 6s. So you are 8, 9 over. 3 is 12. 8. Go 2. Okay.
So now you're
I am suppressed. But I think, is that the only one shooting at me? Then I attempt my. Because I think. All right. Damn it, Jim.
All right. Alan. I just got light rockets.
Okay, we'll just roll first, see if you get a 10 or better. 7. As you can see me, 10 goes down to a 9. Ignore the woods. 9 goes down to an 8. Target lock. Drifted.
But
that counts against the ground never.
Right.
So you want to roll d10? 1 was right. What range was it at? At medium, so 1 becomes a 2. So what's the AOE? Oh, it's going to be I'll put it there.
Right. Next, go with the Raptor guided missiles.
Oh, that was from your talent. Yeah.
He's at short range. The Raptor is at short range. 6.
Yep.
Target lock, make 5.
5 makes it go back up to a 7, and that goes back to. Okay.
2 guided missiles. Looking for 5s.
Okay. What's your base? Oh, 7 and 0. Yeah, but.
All right. And
normally you should, when you clear your attack, you should.
Gonna be a big hit.
Should be medium range. Yep. 6.
The medium range, so 7. Targeting.
Wizzo. 4. 2 more because of stationary. Or 1 now. Stationary is 2 is what I'm. So And you're overdriving them?
Overdrive.
Okay. See no double ones. Okay, so let's go here first. So 3 is 2 over.
2 over. 8.
So it's 10. So, and I have rugged. She'll move it. No, I'm sorry, it comes off the other deal.
Right.
So 10 against my armor of 9 right now. 1 over. Okay, then the next roll, 9, that's 5 over. Damage was 8, 13, so that's a 4, which goes down to a 3 points.
Pilot check.
A 3. 4 total. That's it, right?
Oh.
6 or better. Whew. Didn't waste any of that. All right. He goes to 5. All right. Lots of damage inflicted there. We got people down, everything. So it is. It's time to draw. Are you ready? You want to go again? I think there's probably only 1 red card, maybe 2 red cards left. Oh! Oh, I think I'm screwed though going forward. Okay. The Conqueror is going to stand up and direct fire. I remain suppressed. Okay. The con is going to target lock the move. The Dictator is going to move and shoot the Thunderbird. Emperor is going to move and shoot the. Okay. So let's do his out of the way. To it. There. Okay. Dictator is going to make a 90. 5. The Emperor okay. At least I don't stay stationary. All right. Conqueror, short range. 2 guided missiles. 6s, need 8 because of suppression. Whoop. Also, all right. See if I paid off. I need an 8. Please, I need 1 8. I need 1 8. Oh, thank you. Thank you, God of Dice. I probably jammed my gun. So I'm 2 over. So 2 plus 5. Armor is, yes! Yay! First kill, first kill. Oh. Oh, actually, probably I didn't take into. It's all bueno. But I did roll double ones, so I have to give my jam to my guided missiles. I did not with it. Okay. Emperor and Dictator. You get your heavy woods. Still with. We're too close for the guided missile. Short range. Six. Woods makes it 8. Back to 6s because of my Owen block. Okay? 2 6s. Okay. Okay, so the 6 is 3 over. I have 5 damage. So that's 7. So 7 and 3 is a 10. And 8 is 1. You don't have it. Okay.
Yes, I do.
That's right. It's on the start. So, but it's still 1 point. Okay, the double 6s, I get an extra 6. So 3, so a total of 15. So I'm 9. 9 and 7 is 16. So 8 over goes to 7. Points. I still got shots at. Okay. He going to be short ranges. So that's a base of 6. You get the heavy woods, which makes it an 8, but Wizzo and target lock cancels those back to 6. Max first. 6 is exactly what I needed. Have no damage. 6 and 6, you're. So I hit a guided missile. 1 over. I ain't gonna do it. Okay. So you now go 4.
Okay. So my Talon is gonna target lock, and then move. My Thunderbird will move and then shoot. Emperor, drive, and then.
Oh, I forgot to make. You need to roll it. Not use gun.
Well, you forgot, so it's fine. I rolled it back then.
Okay. I'll let you decide then how that needs to go.
Okay. So that's all good. The Raptor.
How about we meet in the middle? Say that you can't over.
Okay.
Okay. I'll let the attack and no over.
Then the Raptor will move.
He doesn't want to get too close, but losing the shoot anything.
Raptor will move. Direct fire.
Okay. What's Starhawk gonna do? Oh yeah, he's gonna. Okay. can't smack talk your son. Who can you not? Who can you smack? What I'm saying. Double time. Well, now he wouldn't, because you can't, because he.
Right, but
Yeah, but you
got
want
a
to turn.
390.
Yeah, but you're facing that way. That's
Right.
That's 180.
Right. Yeah. So it's 1 inch. So I have 10.
I know, but if you don't get double time if you do more than one.
Okay.
No double. It doesn't matter. That's not it. Yeah, because he is. That's all it takes. And then what was the Thunderbird? His movement for damage. So it's going to take him 3. All right. So what do you want to do first?
We'll do the indirect fire.
You got a 10 or better. Be on target.
All right.
And that was on who? The Conqueror?
Conquer.
Okay. Boom. I'm just, because you're still within an inch of the head. Okay.
Okay.
So get the benefit of it, and I get the. So, if it's blocking, then shoot at me. So,
Okay.
So your base number is 6. 2, because of that, is 8. Back to 6s, because I am stationary. Okay? How many you got? Okay. Okay, 8.
2 over.
Armor is 3. Boom. Here comes the pain train. Get 6. All right.
From 6.
Because he did your turn. Can he roll 3s, folks? Ah, barely. Okay, so you're 3 over here. So you're 3 over on both of them. Okay. So what is your damage at 4? That's a 9 total. My armor at 5, 7. So that's 2 and 2 goes down to 1 and 1. That's damage. Should be it, isn't it? Okay. Oh, I joined late. What models are you guys playing? We are playing the 2 special starter squads for the Terrans and the Rock. Terrans started with a Thunderbird, a Starhawk 6, a Raptor, and a Talon. The Rock started with an Emperor, a Dictator B, a Conqueror, and a Khan. All right. I'm pretty sure I know all the rest of them are at this point. Because we've only had one green card. Oh no, there's still one red in there. Wiped out.
All right. All right. Well, I know what I'm doing with the Thunderbird. Talon. I'm just gonna do those first, and then we'll do the Raptor later.
Well, just declare it. You need to declare it.
Okay. Raptor will.
This is the make it or break it round. Because if you kill my Emperor, big trouble. Since you went first. If he survives so that I can shoot, there's a good chance I will take out your. That's the only way. We'll see.
So, with my Raptor, then I'm just gonna move Emperor.
Just go ahead and declare it for all of them.
Right. Okay. So the Talon is gonna move and target lock the Emperor. Okay. Thunderbird.
Should probably want to.
Right. So then the Thunderbird will move and then shoot Emperor.
Go the other way. Avoid the heavy wood.
Okay. All right.
I'll get since you can't get them.
Then
okay. Okay. Which one you want to do first?
I'm gonna do Raptor.
Okay.
So he's firing 2 guided missiles.
So it'll be short range. For 6s.
6.
And back 6. 2 6s. So he's 1 over. Armor is still.
But I was 1 over.
What did you say that it was? Yeah, but you needed a 6. So 1 over. I have 1. Good point. All right.
Not cheating.
I didn't say you were. I'm done. Just making sure on my numbers there.
And so next will be the Thunderbird's part of
Overdrive.
Particle bolt.
Okay, yeah, this one. So your base is short range.
6. Threes.
Yeah, if you roll both of these 3 or better, I'm dead. Because I'm at 7. All right, yeah. Let's see, that's going to go. Oh well, now let's see. So that's
5 over.
So how much damage are you right now? That's an 11. So the 11 is 8 over. It goes to 7, which well, actually. So 8 will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't think I was going to survive that one. All right, folks, there is living proof that the Thunderbird can take out an Emperor. All those people that say that it can't happen, it just happened.
Overdrive.
You didn't want to roll a 1 or 2. Okay. So That sucks.
Fire thing.
It's already a 2 if you fire both of them. And then if you fire 4 of them. Yeah, we're not going to get into all tracking all that stuff. Okay, my turn. Khan is going to move and target lock the Thunderbird. Dictator is going to move and shoot the Thunderbird. So, well, I'm sorry. I'm going to shoot and then move. Okay. Okay. So. Yeah, there could have been trickery involved. Yeah.
It was a set.
Yeah, it sucks taking 8 points of damage.
Regardless, even if my missiles didn't hit that 8 points of damage.
Yeah, no, you went well over the track there. So I'm gonna do my free. So 1, 2. Okay. I am at range 11, so I'm at short range for everything. My base number to hit would be a 6, 5 for Wizzo, 4 for target. Okay. I need 2 4s. 2 4s, 2 4s. Okay, so the 4 is an 8 over. So 4 and 6 is 10.
7.
That goes down to 3 and goes down to 2, so you take 10 damage. Okay, then this is a 12 and a 5 is a 17. So I am 13 over. So 13 and 6 is 19.
3 points.
And a chance for a critical. All right, here's the big roll. We need the crit. Double 6s or double 1s. Finish him off. Ooh, 11 though. I'll take it. And that is going to targeting systems destroyed. No combat actions. Woohoo! Oh, the crowd got quiet. All right, guided missile is 2 over. So 2 and 4 is 6. Armor start. Was it 7? Okay. So I'm done. It takes you to 8. Shoot at you. And then I'm going to move backwards. 2.5. All right. That's what I needed. I'm back in the game.
So I win. You know that, right?
You killed my commander first.
Right.
So I'll give you. Yeah, you're fine.
Right. No, but I'm just saying that I can just run chicken around the entire map and just fire your. You got indirect fire, but I've got to be lucky once. Got to be lucky every time.
Yeah, but your little snack packs are I'm not overly worried about. Oh, you would do that to me? You would just run circles? Oh man.
Can I still do?
No combat action. You can be close assaulted. So if you roll and you damage, because you have no way.
I can't.
You've been neutered. You're a walking wall is all you are at this. So all those trees up there. I could get a shot off of a heavy and a light between. That's almost. I mean, I mean, it could go either way depending on how you do it. I mean, you'll get my comment because at some point,
This would be the point where
yes. So should we call it a draw? We'll call it a draw because they. I mean, I'll kill your Thunderbird.
yeah.
I mean, that's finish him. But your other two guys are they'll get him. They probably will. He keeps moving.
I just do 1 point.
Well, you can ding ding ding. But what I would probably do in that case is I would probably stretch out so far that you have to come a little bit within that circle for me to, be long range shots, but we still have. So, but I'm willing to call it a draw if you are. All right, so there we have a little squad on squad action. We're going to call it a draw. At this point, his Thunderbird would die, so I would shoot him this turn. But because of his two little speedsters, they're just going to run circles, and I think that's going to get boring for everybody to pick. So, any questions? Anything that we can demonstrate and explain while we're here? Why we did this, or why we didn't do that, or what we should have done. If we if we forgot a rule and you caught us, let me know. I think we got it. That was a good game. It's this terrain lends itself good to the, and I didn't have if I'd been able to stretch the board out a little bit, I can take advantage of my accident. Of course, with the double rockets, Thunderbird's got the heavy 15. The 15s pins. Those can hurt, especially if you salvo them. Bueller, anything? I think I just.
Yeah, you kind of have to. I'm a cop.
He's got to get in range. I mean, you can start getting long range shots at 24 inches, but you are half the range of the max go out to 48. So you have to weigh that. Try to give them other target, and like I said, if you had more models, we can very much. Yeah, I mean, we did kind of a lot of talking as we went along, but about an hour and a half. I think we started till maybe almost 2 hours. This generally, I find that it's generally an hour squad. So as far as per side, so if you each have a squad, you should be done in an hour. If each of you had 2 squads, but it varies because the more models that you put in there, the faster stuff dies. Because it's just like you saw here. If you get 2 or 3 models concentrating on somebody with good numbers,
right?
So the more models that you put in there that damage elevator grows, you know, and so stuff dies quick. So. More of this. So we'll hang out here for a little bit, answering any questions. Chris is going to be here at 2 o'clock to work on the Ryoshi knee. Then I'll be back at 4 o'clock. I'll be back at 4 o'clock by myself. Thank you for joining me this morning. I appreciate it. And I'll play through some more and show some more stuff and go from there. Okay. We call that a bio break around here.
AFK.
Yeah. Don't want to get too wordy. I love the Dick. He's such a good. He is a puncheruo. That laying that critical on him, taking out his deal was cool. Yeah, I'll be back at 4 o'clock. I'll go about 4 to 7. So I was hoping we'd have a few more people turning out and a few more questions, so I kind of gave us a little more time. So I don't want to tear into another game right now. We don't have nobody new that showed up yet. But if there, like I said, just if there's something you want me to explain or demonstrate that you might have a question about, most of this stuff, like I said, once you start playing and you get used to playing certain units, you know, you remember. That's the biggest thing is remembering your essays and what they bring to it, especially like rugged. It doesn't really save you a lot of damage. I mean, it can take a 5 down to a 4, or a 10 down to a 9. Luckily, I did more than I needed to punch it out. But it's nice thing to might save you some piloting checks. It might save you a little damage here or there. So. And like I said, if it's exactly at 10 over and it moves it down to a 9, you just saved yourself from getting a critical. So luckily I was 13 over, I think, 12 over, 13 over. So it didn't help him a lot there. Repairing, probably not. Repairing is usually good if you can get somewhere out of the battle long enough to take care of it. Because we were in such close quarters so fast, it gets kind of ugly. And I really needed the action points for activity rather than repairs. And then the Thunderbird, because of the critical, the repairs really wouldn't have done him any good. All right, double time. If your model has a 10 or better movement at the beginning of its activation, and it spends at least one action moving its full movement and only gets its one free turn, then you are eligible for double time, which is +2 for anybody hitting. So that's where the difference is from the way it's written in the book as to the errata, is only get the one free turn. So especially on little board, I mean, you saw here, it didn't take us very long to get ourselves kind of in a spot where we couldn't get our movement. And you don't necessarily have to move all 10 inches, because like I said, if you move through woods or go up the, you know, as long as you move your full movement in a straight line with only the one free turn, then you get your double time. Now, the minute you start the activation because of damage and you get to 9, you're not eligible for double time. So, which is what happened to my con. Is after I got my 3rd point of damage, that moved me to a movement of 8. Actually, the 2 would have moved to a 9 either way, but I lost my double time. But as you could see, the trick for the Condor, I mean, I took damage, but I did survive, because you got to keep moving. You got to give them more important things to shoot at. If I come out with my con and stood out in the front of everybody, got rid of him quick. And same thing with your Raptor and Talon. Kept them far enough back that I think I'd shot at them with some indirect, but there's just, I got to worry about the guys in my face. You know, if I take the time to try to snipe them out, I'm getting pounded up here. I've got to at least give as good as I get. Go ahead.
That's what happened with my Starhawk. I go after you.
Yeah, it was just get a shot. All of them were able to converge on that one guy, and you know, you saw he'd already taken a couple of points from Dictator earlier on, so it got you whacked. But that's where it is. Like I said, repair works really good if you can basically take a breather. If you've got time to give an action up, repair is good to try. Or you know, if you're really in trouble and you can get somewhere where he can't get to you for a while, you know, that would be, you know, going forward. I mean, that's what my con would be. He would move and for now move and repair, move and repair, move and repair. I would never get that last point back to double time. So that is something that helped me as far as with the con at this point going. I could cover him with Dictator. Because other than your guided missiles, you don't have anything. I kept out of range rockets, just trade guided missiles. Max, I think at the end of the day, I'm going to. Rolls are crazy, you know.
That almost like often makes me switch out the thunder.
Yeah, the 11 point. Yeah, it has. Okay, how does hold down and stationary interact? What would happen is if you move into hold down, you get the full bonus. If you move into hold down and then next activation don't move but stay hold down, you'll get a 1 modifier instead of a 2. You'll go to light cover instead of heavy cover. They basically will watch each other. He's like 900 and something. Well, the Starhawk has MRACs and the guided missiles, so he's got the range. Just he gives up blaster. The MRACs do more damage on the front end, whereas the Max, if they get blaster and get that extra 6 in there, then they make a bigger hole. But with a Starhawk 6, you can get target locks and keep those and get twin guided missiles, and because they're medium guided missiles. Yeah, so if you can keep medium guided missiles and the 2 medium MRACs in there, you're gonna do damage. But yes, but that's how hold down and stationary works. You know, if you move into hold down and take advantage of it, you'll be fine. If you just try to stay in hold down, you know, it's just like anything else. They're going to get a better and better shot at you now that you're not doing anything else. You have to decide what's worth it, whether you want to stay or not. You see that we got our first, the little dictator?
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get some more. I think we're 2 or 3 subscriber points away, getting another emote. So make sure if you have an Amazon Prime account, you get a free Twitch subscription that you can give each month. So if you're not using it for anything, throw it our way so we can get some more emotes. There you go. I thought he turned out good. Right?
Yeah, you can link up your Amazon Prime with your Twitch account. Get to subscribe to one free each month.
Yep.
So.
But yeah, I think if we get 2 or 3 more subscriptions, we open up some more emote spots, which are fun, I guess. I guess that's a cool thing for Twitch to have all the emotes.
Get to interact with the channel more.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still trying to. I got to figure out what we're going to do with channel. I think I can. How do you cheer? I've got bit. That was the diamond in.
Whenever
so these are my cheer emotes.
So those are divided by 2. You can cheer. You donate bits to the channel, you get a special badge next to the name as well. You get one for being a subscriber. You get one for having that link. There's a bunch of different badges you.
There's a cheer. Yeah. Cheer for the channel. Oh God. Well, I hope if you stay around for Chris this afternoon, I think he's going to be able to finish up the Ryoshi meet. That's another one that the original Ryoshi was in Kickstarter 1, and they scanned the metal faster, so the detail didn't pop very good. So we're not replacing it. Variant. It'll be an updated model, and we'll release that under the dual cast. Looking forward to that. So hopefully we'll have our first release month on that. We're still kind of learning the ins and outs of the system. We want to make sure we got everything down perfect. Send everything out the door. Oh, we're gonna go eat lunch. Now I know why you're staying around. Hey, Dad's buying lunch today. I got it. I see how it is. Hey. Nah, I probably won't. I don't know. I thought I might put. I've been going to start because those are the stuff I've been set it up, laying it out. Anyway. So rather than just stand here and twiddling our thumbs, again, any questions, anything you want me to explain, get it while you got me. I am all ears, man. I guess all eyes. Can't really hear you. But I will set the minis up. I'll show you anything you want me to show you. Explain any of your essays, anything that you want. I got vehicles. I got aircraft. We can get it going. Over there on the bottom of the monitor are 3 dual cast minis. Why don't you bring those over here? That way if I need them for... Turned out pretty nice, aren't they? Now this is the Amethryl's Cobra. That's the new Tuseki 2. And that is going to be Lot B. No, I think the detail and everything that they got is primo. Primo. No. If it's there, it'll show it. No, because this is it's pretty close. It's actually probably more closer to resin than it is to plastic. What they call it, a thermoplastic resin. But the nice thing about it is reusable. So any screws, anything like that, we're able to grind them up and use them again. Well, especially compared to the first one, the flapper.
Right. Like, never gonna see.
Right. Let me think for a second what the starter ones are, because we used what was available. If you go to the Talon.game site and go to the books and scroll down on the core rule book, there at the bottom is a picture of the 4 Amethyl starter ones. Or are you going to look it up?
Yeah.
In the PDF, but here he's going to look it up for me. I'm afraid to touch anything. Go to books. You have to push the. I've added some. Either one of those. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Scroll all the way down. All the way. It is the Concussion, the Growler, the Bear, and a Tiger, which is actually the fullback for the Amethyl. But that's all we have set up for the squad. Once more Amethyls start coming out, we'll make some adjustments to that, but we kind of had to use what we had for models at the time. So the only one that was the Tiger. The other 3 are true Amethyl. I think I got an incorrect one by accident in my last order. I bought a Grizzly instead. You'll just email sales@talon-games.com. We can check the order, Gimli, and if we screwed up, I will get you another one headed your way. But did your order have the Amethyl starting squad, or did you order a Grizzly? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. And you might be able to make the Grizzly work in there. I think it was too much points, maybe. I don't know. I have to go back and look. Yeah, the Grizzly is an Amethyl model. But because of point wise and the way that we needed another attack model, since the Amethyl get to use the Ritter, and their version of the Tiger is the fullback, so that's what we're putting in as the starter squad. I think once we get the Cobra available, I think that'll make the recon guy go down a little bit in the squad, and that'll give him enough points. Or even maybe the Kodiak, when the Kodiak comes. Because I think all the squads have their their biggest one in there in the 12 amethyls right now. Yeah, I hope down the line that we can. I would like to do models of the amethryl variants. I'm not 100% sure how we'll identify them enough, so that you know what it is, but change them up so that it's not, just a change of a rivet or something. So that's something I've been thinking about, is how we can later come and do the amethryl conversions. I think that would be cool. Have another way to have another, because probably I might even, I've kind of thought too, after more amethryl come out, is to move those Ritter version, or the amethryl versions of the Ritter, maybe into the open category, since those are models they export. So the odds are that other people would have them, so we may end up doing that, which would make that a lot more user friendly if more of them were open. Yeah, well, and I think if what you're saying, I mean, that's the way it's intended on working, is if you use the fullback, you use the Tiger. The Tiger is the Tiger and is the fullback right now. But it would be nice down the road to be able to take a Tiger, make some modifications so that it's the fullback rather than the Tiger, just for accuracy. And especially if I do that, chances are I'll make them open. And then at that point, anybody will be able to use them. But like I said, anytime you guys do an order and we screw up, just let me know. We'll take care of you. It happens when we pack all this stuff, and the models come from the manufacturer bagged. They've already sorted them, but they are not always the best sorters themselves. But we're packaging so fast, we don't. It's easier for us. I know it's not necessarily the best thing for you, but it's easier for us to fix a mistake rather than spend hours finding it first. I do. I remember you doing that. I think that Tom Buttery, Sparks Murphy, is one of our sculptors. I think he's put some stuff up for some mods too. So, and not to mention, there's crap loads of files on there already for missile pods and guns, and so if you have access to a 3D printer and want to do it that way, cool. Now, one of the cool things about the Duracast that we will be, or the dual cast, is we should be able to start doing weapon packs. So down the road, we should be able to have some alternate things that you can get in a pack to make changes on. Because at that point, we're printing to order rather than, because that's what we run into right now. When a package comes, let's say with the Emperor, and you take a missile pod out of the Emperor pack, we've got 5 other parts that we can't do nothing with. So it's really not set up for us to do that. Well, and that's I get questions like that all the time. They're like, well, what are you going to do when people start 3D printing minis? Are you going to be out of the mini business? Now you see why everybody's switching to plastic, because obviously some companies take advantage of the cost savings in plastic, but I know what resin costs. I know what a 3D printer costs. I know in the long run, unless it's just a crappy model and you're wanting a better version or something like that, you would be hard pressed to print them right now cheaper than you can buy them from us. And that's the good thing about the dual cast too, is you're not going to see any price differences on most of the models. You may see a little bit of adjustment to the vehicles because we put two in the pack. It's kind of a catch-22. I could go down and start selling them one at a time like we do the CAVs, but it just seems vehicles go better as doubles. But when you take into account the model and the handling and the package and everything, so it's, I don't know where it's actually going to end up until we have final numbers. So vehicles may need adjusted a little bit, but everything else should be fine. Right. Well, I didn't want to mention any company names that take, you know, plastic figures and charge $30 a piece for them. That's pretty crazy. I would be hard pressed for you to convince me to play a game with $30 plastic minis. You know, if I'm going to pay that, I want metal or resin. You know, and I get it. I mean, plastic. Their plastic especially is, once it's primered and painted, there is no difference. Just that thought process that I'm paying that kind of money. Well, and we're glad that you like the price, Amithro, but we hope you like the game too. Of course, I know we have a lot of people that buy CAV minis for playing BattleTech. They play Horizon Wars. I know that Future Commander put out somebody did a CAV conversion for it. So you know, there's a lot of CAV minis. You see a lot of action that is not CAV related, I guess. But hopefully, as you see how we play, I think mech on mech, it's I think it works out pretty good. Well, and that's always at the shows. You know, people come up to us and, oh, here's the book, and oh, you're going to give me my first squad with my book and everything like that. And you know, they're, you know, games that I've never heard of that they're getting into. And oh, I paid 120 for this and 150 for that. Well, you know, for $40, you're in with your first squad and your rule book and everything like that. So, and so many of the things that we have extra, we give for free anyway. You can download the data cards and everything like that. So I know people have asked us to print the cards, but it makes it hard, because if something gets screwed up or we do need to make a change down the road, I hate having all those nice printed cardboard cards out there that instantly. I'm still butthurt over CAV1, because that's literally, we put all the data cards in the back of the CAV1 rulebook. I think we ended up using 16 pages of the book for those, and because of a calculation error, all the cards are wrong. So, we could have put 16 more pages worth of content in, or, you know. I try to catch everything. We try, but don't always get it. We're not always successful. Exactly, and that's the reason I don't want to do that. Like I said, I never forget about the situation that we ended up with in the very first CAV rulebook, and it's just not worth it to put them out there. I think that every once in a while, a special card or something like that might be fun. We're working on a new kind of initiative deck. That I think some of that will work into, but and it's just like the cards that we have now, the color ones anyway. They've gone through 2 or 3 iterations as I play with players and get kids and stuff like that, you know, we've been able to make adjustments to the card to make it easier to read, easier to find those. And it's like on these new versions with the symbols and the color codes, you know, when I'm talking to somebody across the table and I'm asking them what their armor number is, I just got to say, look under the blue row, you know. So that works out good. I'm real happy where the cards are right now. I think that with the essays being on the back and the way that they're set up, I'm happy with them. What do you think? You think that makes them a lot more user friendly?
I just remember going to the shows and, you know, like get these cards and be like, oh, well, what is targeting computer and what does assault do and double time do?
Yeah.
Now that you can turn around and look like, oh, okay, targeting computer, if I get a target lock, +1 to my entire combat or strike point roll. I think that's.
No, they've been well received. Slowly, I'm getting them all switched over to that. There's a lot of cards. Unfortunately, I don't have a program that I can just push in numbers and it prints them out. I have to physically go in and make each card. And it's, you know, each card probably takes 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But 10 cards are 4 hours. And it's rough for me to take 3 or 4 hours out of a day right now to do data cards. Maybe I can teach. Nate can do them.
I know how to work the computer.
Nate is studying to be a game designer, video game, but a lot of the theory, correct, is the same. So the first year, but hopefully he's going to have some projects that he's going to have to figure out something for. So I'm hoping that we might be able to get a couple of CAV apps out of him. Who knows down the road what we might see?
Yeah.
Some kind of a CAV shooter or something. Never know. Because you're concentrated on the code side.
It's up in the air. Yeah. We'll see. I'd like to be a project lead or a creative director, but it's just like any kind of business or job.
Right, but I know that side of it. But I mean, you're not going to focus on the art as much as you're going to focus on how the game plays.
There's other avenues. I would much rather code and then director rather than art and draw. So,
and Chris, while I've got you on here too, I haven't forgotten you. I know we were talking about stuff and everything. It's just got kind of crazy, but make sure if you're ready to go and everything, bug me this week. We'll get done there and get everything straightened up. I like board. I mean, that's any game that you play. If you don't have stuff on have these tunnels, that gets. I like a game of maneuver. I like to move around. I don't like to move for the sake of moving. So that's the reason I hate that. That's the reason the ranges are the way. Because I don't want to spend the first games. If we start off already in range, and that's what you're going to do anyway. Cut out 3 turns of waste.
I think it'd be really cool having like a factory map, CAV factory. Maybe somebody.
Right.
Somebody.
What I can do. Okay, that's fine. I'll get the MDF side of it taken care of, and after the first of the year, look at you started on a model. So. I've got Chris Lewis, he's working on a lot of 28 millimeter stuff right now. So I've been trying to keep him there on that. So I need some people to fill in on the CAV side of things with CAVs and V. I'm kind of really looking at, with our 28 millimeter stuff, is it's going to be kind of CAV orientated, but kind of generic as well, with a lot of sci-fi type figures, cyberpunk stuff, things like that in there. So we plan on doing a lot of that next year. Thinking real seriously about bringing them back. We did our original mech line, a generic mech line that we called Rogue Legion. Thinking real seriously of bringing that back. Generic line, because the Rogue Legion is just kind of fits in anywhere. Cool, cool. I look forward to it. Yeah, I've had several people ask me when we're going ahead with that, and I tell them, I said, well, we've got our agreement, we just haven't got everything done to get going. So hopefully, if I can keep on track next week, get that going. Guys, we're gonna start getting ready to wrap it up. That way, everybody can have a little bit of break before Chris starts at 2 o'clock. So, any last minute questions or anything? Or if not, you'll have to wait till later. And I'm glad, Chris. I'm glad you're happy with the way everything's turned out. So you definitely have made a change. I've seen some of the pictures some people have been putting up on their Facebook pages, some of the stuff that they put out, and it is nice. It's very, very nice. My hope is with the MDF that a lot of that will become a lot more accessible to people without 3D printers, cost-wise and everything like that. So hopefully we'll get you a broader audience. Anyway, wait a couple of minutes here, and then, like I said, we'll call it at 12:30 or 1:30, and I will be back at 4 o'clock, 4-ish. I'll let Chris get stopped, and I'll kick in. No, me too. Me too. It's on my list. It's just every day something else gets in the way, but we're getting there. The whole dual cast thing has been pretty much I've been kind of tunnel vision on it. So, all right, well, guys, I'll see you later. Be back at 4 o'clock. Be safe.